Hey, I'm Ryan, but he calls me Raj.
I'm Doug, but he calls me Dodge. We're brothers, Raj and Dodge, and also business partners.
Sharks. Don't we all love to indulge ourselves in the rich and satisfactory taste of delicious chocolate?
But most of those other chocolates out there, they're loaded with calories, sugar, fat. Well, what if we told you that we created a chocolate that has about half the calories and up to 75% less sugar than most of the other chocolates out there?
Gatsby chocolate.
We make products that have mind-blowing flavors, melt-in-your-mouth texture, yes, with health in mind, but most importantly, zero compromise on taste.
We call it the halo top of chocolate. And Sharks, we can actually say that because
I'm the co-founder of Halo Top.
No. Oh, my God.
That's right, Sharks.
My gosh.
We are the brothers behind the iconic better-for-you ice cream that is Halo Top, forged with less calories, less sugar, and sound familiar? No compromise on taste. After years of hard work, I led the sale of the business, which was the ultimate cherry on top. Now, we're poised to do the same thing that we did with Halo Top, but with chocolate. We're asking for $500,000 for a 5% stake in our company.
what do you say, old sports? Cheers to Gatsby chocolate.
In front of you is a variety.
We are back with another Shark Tank Breakdown episode. I am your host, Dave, dealing with everything, intellectual property attorney, dealing with everything from trademarks, patents, trade secrets, copyrights, NIL, so much more. Again, this is an interesting one. I guess the three things, taking a step back, the three things that I look for when kind of going through these Shark Tank pitches is how simple is the product, how effective is it, and what's the market like. Obviously, we know it's a ton of chocolate candies. Heck, they had me kind of hooked when they talked about it's the same taste as with reduced calories. I know we're all trying to kind of reduce that calorie count, but still get the same taste and being able to kind of enjoy kind of whatever it is that we're consuming without kind of feeling bad or feeling that guilt of, okay, I'm eating too many calories. But look, it seems like they were all aware of Halo, what's called Halo Top, which seems like it's an ice cream. And it's some good ice cream. I know Protein Pints, shout out to them. I interviewed the owner of Protein Pints who they're starting to kind of grow and get big in a lot of different Myers. So it seems like the ice cream that was kind of protein, more so focused on higher protein content ice cream. This Halo Top, I'm not going to show the screen, but it seems like they're more so low calorie ice cream. But it seems like, again, they sold the company and made a ton of money, which, again, you got to respect the game. And I love the fact that entrepreneurs, as they go through this thing, you have an exit of a company, probably made a ton of money. You don't just kind of sit back, go to the beach and go traveling. Maybe it's a little bit that for a while, but you kind of roll up your sleeves at some point and get back into the ball game. And it seems like that's what they did. They sold the company, Halo Top. And, okay, how can we bring this same concept to another food, in this case, chocolate? It's interesting because I was interviewing a gentleman, and the interview is going to come out in about a month. Tom Claff, who's Revolution Cooking. It's like the world's first smart toaster, and they came up with a new heating technology for that, so you can kind of customize your heating experience based off of what it is that you're heating, whether it's toast, whether it's a sandwich, whether it's this, whether it's that. And he's going to apply that same patented heating technology to other appliances, whether it's a microwave, whether it's a stove. So that's cool when you can apply the same principles, in Tom Claff's case, the same patented principles to different products or different appliances to really kind of grow the product line. In this case, the brothers, they seem to be applying the same concept with regard to their Halo Top ice cream that they sold that seemed to be, at least all the Sharks kind of knew them, to a different product altogether, from ice cream to chocolate. So good for them. Again, what, 20%? What they say, 5% for what, 200,000 or whatever it was. Man, hey, you're talking about tens of millions of dollars. So let's get off into the pitch here and see what the Sharks say. Hey man, these valuations, I would imagine that at least part of that evaluation is seeing that they had a successful exit with Halo Top. But let's go through it, and I'll give you my takes at the end, and we'll look at the website and get you guys up out of here. So let's go.
Favorite chocolates. We know you got to try it to believe it, so dig in. And by the way, I'm just joking.
What's your hero product? What's the best seller?
The peanut butter madness is our best seller today.
Oh, peanut butter madness.
Fudge brownie is really good.
That is my favorite. Tastes like brownie batter.
Wow.
This is good. Are there any artificial sweeteners in here?
We use allulose as our main sugar replacement.
But here's something I want to share that I really love. 190 calories for this big boy.
Yeah, no,
For the
sure.
Hallmark.
Eggs,
Where are you
yeah.
selling it now?
So we're sold nationally in Walmart, Safeway, Albertsons, and Sprouts. We have more than 6,000 points of distribution.
Oh.
What are your sales in
Yeah,
the
look
last?
That's crazy. You could tell they serious. And again, that's a good thing, man. You have one successful exit. Now you have the credibility amongst stores, such as a big store such as Walmart and other distribution facilities or retail facilities to pick up your 6,000 points of distribution. You got it in, I don't want to say the Holy Grail, but Walmart, and it seems like it's going good. We'll see the website or show the website afterwards where they talked about it's big within that Walmart ecosphere. So again, these guys are definitely rocking and rolling. Let's get back to it. It seems like Candy was going to say something. There you go.
12 months.
So sales last year were just over 2.5 million.
Nice.
Congrats, man. That's amazing.
Killing
And most of that was in Q4.
What do you charge for this? What does it cost you to make?
So that retails for $3.99.
That's it?
Yeah, that's
We
pretty
sell
cheap.
that wholesale
Okay.
for $2.70. It costs us to make about $1.90 a bar today.
Huh.
So we're
Margins
running at
are
about
not
a
great.
35%,
Yeah, that's tough.
40% margin. However, we have a clear path to 50% plus, and we were
You can
negative
fix that.
margin last year. Yes.
Obviously, you've done really well for yourselves. What do you need a shark for?
Well,
Yeah.
the main thing is if you had asked me that a couple of years ago, I probably would have thought that I didn't need you, but I romanticized the early days of startup life way too much. And there's a missing puzzle piece here where we need help because we have national distribution without national awareness.
That's the problem.
Where does the name come from? What is?
Yeah,
How does
that's
it? I
exactly
am
what I was
so
going to
lost
say.
on the name.
Yeah. So we read that The Great Gatsby, the book, was going in what's called the public domain. And we thought, that would be a great brand name to play on premium, decadence, indulgence.
But it
even though
doesn't
this-
I don't love it.
I
Okay.
know. You know what? I agree with you 100%. I look
Hey,
at this. I knew it was a
Look it. And before they get to the name and the fact that they don't love the name, I guess I'm kind of indifferent about it. I think the product makes a name. As a patent attorney, I mean, as IP attorney, I'll tell people all the time that the product is going to make the name as opposed to the name making a product. Now, again, you can have clever and catchy names that does help out. But when you think of Chick-fil-A or McDonald's or Apple, these are not like, oh man, this is an amazing name, but they have amazing products. And I guess McDonald's, you can kind of debate that one. But as long as the product is good, the name is going to grow and get better and grow on you. But if you have a great name and a terrible product, then there's no way to square that hole. So again, that's just my standpoint on that from an IP attorney's perspective. When he talks about the name coming into the public domain, I'm not sure 100% what he means with that. The Great Gatsby, I'm not sure what the book has anything to do with. Typically, when you have a trademark, you have to protect your trademark in whatever class that you're trying to go in. So if somebody, for example, has, say, a publishing company called The Great Gatsby or Gatsby, that doesn't affect you being able to. Matter of fact, I will, I'll do you one better. I'm gonna kind of remove them and I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about. Just because you have a trademark name in one category, that doesn't necessarily affect you unless it's like just extremely famous mark, and you're trying to like disparage it. That doesn't affect you from going into another category. So this is the USPTO database. Let me go up to the top here. This is the test database where people, where you can kind of type in a name and see the who owns the trademark. And as we continue to go down here, you have a ton of people who are trademarking the term Gatsby. You have Gatsby Digital. This is Security Options Trading Services. That's class 36. And again, it's a registered trademark. You have Gatsby Computer Application Software in class 9, which is, again, computer application software for smartphones. The owners is greater than Gatsby. You have Gatsby, that's kind of perfumes. That's class 3. You have another, and these are all registered marks. Wines, wine called Gatsby. That's owned by this company. It seems like it's a German company, class 33. Backdrops, compromise of polymeric material. That's Gatsby, owned by seems like a China company in class 24. Another, I mean, again, so Gatsby, it's owned by a ton of companies. So I'm not sure what he means when it says it's coming back into the public domain. Now they do have it. Let me see if I can kind of find theirs. Here we go. Dojo Brands. I'm assuming they're from Illinois and Dojo Brands. I know they were talking about the Dodge and a Joe or something like that at the beginning, but they have it trademarked. I mean, yeah, trademarking chocolate bars. So I'm assuming that this is their trademark, but I'm not sure what they mean when they say coming into the public domain, because again, you can tell here, it's a ton of people that have the trademark term Gatsby, but it's in different classes. So it's not necessarily on whether or not it's in a particular class. No, maybe they meant that it was coming available in a chocolate or in a food class, but they got to talking about the Gatsby book and things like that, and they're coming back in a public domain, and they kind of thought it'd be a good word to play on. I'm not sure. I don't know, that kind of doesn't connect the dots for me. Hey, if it was available, if it wasn't, in other words, protected as a trademark in a food or chocolate category, class 33, I think it was, then, I mean, again, it's open for you to get, whether or not somebody has it in computers or in publishing company software, electronic, whatever the case may be. If it's not within trademarking the class that you have it in, then it's a good chance that you can get it in that class. So I did want to clear that up, because I'm not 100% sure what he meant when he talked about it coming back into the public domain, and therefore he thought it'd be a good way to get it up, snatch it up or whatever. But anywho, let's get back to it. It seems like they, at least Candace and Lori was talking about, they didn't like the name, which again, I don't necessarily care for. I think the product is going to make the name more so than the name makes the product. So let's go.
Chocolate bar, but beyond that, I didn't know what this was. Calories per bar, the 190 is really big, but
That's
reading
fudge
this,
brownie.
I missed it.
Yeah.
And then the name Gatsby, and there's a martini in the end
Yeah,
for
I
the
don't like the
Y.
insert of
I was
martini.
thinking that this was somehow like liquor flavored chocolate.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And I didn't get what it was.
You forecast sales for this year, and you're not making any money yet, are you?
So no free cash flow, and sales for this year, we expect them to actually approach just under 2 million.
How much did you lose?
We lost $3.5 million last year.
Wow.
So 500,000 for 5%
They want
computes a $10 million
$10
valuation.
million.
Sales are
That's
$2 million
crazy.
Correct.
with no free cash flow. You see any problem with that?
In context, I don't. When you think about the credibility of who we are,
Look at, I told you, I do not watch these things ahead of time. I give you my real authentic thoughts. I don't watch these videos. Now I may look at the website or social media, may look at the trademark terms, but I do not watch these videos ahead of time. But what I talked about earlier, hey, the credibility of them is what they're kind of, again, when you have a successful exit, you start to feel yourself. I don't want to say have a God complex, but you start to, hey man, I know what I'm doing here. And again, very much so. If I sold a building for a company for tens of millions of dollars, or $5 million, $7 million, even $1 million, I'm feeling myself a little bit. And when you're going to start the next company, when you start giving valuations, and part of that is not only just with regards to that company, but it's the things that you've done in the past, which maybe that's proper in that case. But I knew when he said 500,000 for 5%, especially when they're doing what I think he said $2 million in sales projected and have lost $3 million. Just thinking about that. You have a net cash flow, and you're valuing the company at $10 million. That's crazy. But again, like I said before, part of that is based on who they are as people, their credibility, their ability to have a successful exit. And again, I'm not sure if you agree with me or not on that, or if you agree with them on that, you have to let me know in the comments. I knew that part of this whole spiel was based on, hey, we've done this before. We've been around the block. This is not our first rodeo.
and what we've done with Halo Top. When you think about where we've taken this product,
Yeah, but
we have a
I mean,
patent
look,
pending
with all
formula
due respect,
as well.
and you guys have done
Uh-oh, they said the words that I love to hear as an IP attorney, a patent pending formula. Now, this is the importance of having good IP counsel. And I'm assuming that they have good IP counsel. I'm going to assume that. And hopefully they're kind of saying some things that I just don't know, or maybe they're using the terms the wrong way. But I would never file a patent on a formula, unless you're talking about a drug or something along that lines where you have to kind of give up the secret sauce. But again, when you think about Coca-Cola, we all know that it's this Coca-Cola formula out there, but nobody knows what is a secret sauce. Why is that? Because they're keeping it as a trade secret. What's the difference between a trade secret and a patent? When you're dealing with trade secret, it lasts forever as long as you can keep it secret. Now you have to take reasonable measures to keep the thing secret. What does reasonable measures mean? Hey, if I have, say, a janitor or a lower level employee, and I have my C-suite executive, I'm only making sure that people who need to know the formula knows the formula. I'm not giving it to everybody within the company. I'm protecting it. Passwords. I'm not, putting it everywhere. That's kind of reasonable measures to protect the trade secret. And to the extent that you have taken those reasonable measures, you're protecting it. Nobody knows of it, and this gives you an economic advantage. You can protect this thing forever. Just think about Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola has been around forever and still has that kind of taste where you have other cola companies, but they just don't taste like. And I'm not a Coca-Cola drinker, but I would imagine for the amount of people who drink Coca-Cola, it just, and comparing it to other colas, Other colas just doesn't taste like Coca-Cola, and that's because they have this formula, this trade secret protected formula that they're keeping protected. And to the extent that they can continue to keep it protected, they can gain off the economic advantage of it forever. Conversely, a patent, you have to not only disclose the secret formula, and it's only good for 20 years. So you're disclosing the secret formula, and it's only good for 20 years. So after 20 years, anybody can start making it without penalty. So again, maybe he's talking about we have a proprietary formula that we're keeping as a trade secret. But again, this is part of the reason for this YouTube channel. I want to kind of educate you guys when you're talking to investors, when you're talking about or talking to people who potentially want to buy your company. You're kind of using these terms the correct way. It makes you sound a lot more educated. Maybe because again, you have a formula, you can't get a patent on it, and you can't get a trade secret on it. I always go with the trade secret route because it lasts forever as long as you can keep it protected, as opposed to a patent formula where you patent it. Yeah, you got to disclose the secret sauce, which is obviously that's not what you want, or that's not what you want. But then also that patent only lasts for 20 years, and after 20 years, anybody can make it. So maybe he said patent formula, and he's thinking about the a proprietary formula that they're keeping as a trade secret. But to the extent that they do have a patent on it or have filed for patent protection on it, I don't know. I would have preferred the trade secret, and I'm surprised if their IP attorney didn't tell them to, hey, keep this thing protected as a trade secret as opposed to filing a patent on this thing. So maybe it's more to that story, but just kind of looking at it, I would have definitely wanted to keep this thing from a trade secret perspective, which again just shows you how valuable the IP counsel is on something like this. Maybe you've operated a company, maybe you have successfully exited the company, provided as a great visionary for the company, but from a legal standpoint, from an intellectual property protection standpoint, you still need to go to the experts on this. And if I was counseling them, I would say, hey, let's do a trade secret, keep this protected as a trade secret, as opposed to filing a patent on it. So I know it was a long spiel, but I wasn't expecting them to say a patent pending formula, because I think it's definitely something that I would have kept as a trade secret as opposed to a patent. Let's go.
An amazing job. This is Shark Tank.
Yes.
I don't pay retail for anything.
You know, here's my thing. You're very credible. I don't have any problem with the valuation. I just had no value. I would be calling you, asking you for advice. So good luck, man. I'm out.
Thank you.
That's true.
What possessed you after you had such an incredible ride with Halo Top to go back in and start another company?
I'm so glad you asked that. Stupidity.
It's amazing how arrogant you get after you sell a company, right?
True.
Because you think you know everything. Yeah.
You romanticize those early days. You forget the grind, and like, we've got the product to where it is today that you tried. We're in enough distribution. The last thing we're missing is the spark.
I really like it. I'll make you an offer. It's a little bit risky, right?
Sure.
I would do it as half as equity.
Okay.
And half as a short-term loan.
What are the terms of the loan?
6%. I'm going to be nice.
Okay.
A nice loan shark. And I would do it. I want 20%. I want 20% though, but I'll be in it to win it with you.
Wow.
I will help you redesign this packaging. I will be a voice. I'm your demo, and I love this.
Do you care about the equity more? In other words, Lori's asking you for 20% equity.
What I would say is 100% of $0 is zero.
Yeah.
Yes.
True entrepreneur, right? You guys have been through it.
get it.
500,000.
Okay.
All venture debt.
Okay.
And I'll do it for 12% equity.
Okay.
Wow.
So,
Well, are you
so you're just taking equity, though,
entertaining my offer? I'm just curious.
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
if that's more exciting to you.
This product is delicious.
Thank you.
Actually,
It's really good, yeah.
I am
Thank you.
surprised by how delicious it is.
Mhm.
A few things though. One, the calories so emblazoned on this package, millennial and Gen Z, they consider this toxic diet culture. And I think there's going to be a backlash against that a little bit. So I'm concerned about that. When I saw this packaging, I knew there were men behind it. This does not appeal to me as a woman. So you desperately need Lori for your rebrand, and I wish you the best because this is delicious, but I'm out.
All right, guys. Are you open to 20% equity?
Yes.
Oh, you are?
For the right deal. However, I would like to tie
This is not the right
to
deal.
the face of the brand type partnership.
Ooh,
where
that's
you become the face
expensive.
of the new brand that you help us create. For me, that's Ryan Reynolds and Mint Mobile. That's the Rock and his tequila. That's the creator-led brands. That's what they're having at Exit because they're the face of that and essentially makes it $0 of marketing spend. So very open to 20%.
If that's what you want, then give me 25%.
Oh, hey, let me get that 5% if you want me to be the face of this thing.
Okay, we'd be open to that.
Oh,
Done.
Can I hear?
No,
Did Mark
it's
have an
done.
offer?
well, Mark didn't say
No,
anything.
Mark has not. I don't
It's
want to be. My brand's too big to be face of a brand.
Right. Sorry. So for you, I would ask, would you be open to helping us find a face of the brand?
Oh, wow.
In addition to
You
coming-
know
Lori's
what?
about to
You
get
know
mad.
what?
Let's go back to it. This is getting good.
Easy to get coverage for what you. It's easy to.
A TiVo action here.
And with severe plaque and
Fine.
happened. Goes, can
There we go.
Would you be open to helping us find a face of the brand in addition to coming?
You know what? You know what? I'm sorry. I don't just put my face on anything. I'm very, very selective about what I would do that with. A minute ago, I was going to do it at 25. Now I'm back to the original deal. It's 20%.
Will you
I
tie
won't give
any
you a hard
vesting to that
guarantee
equity?
of my face on any package beyond this.
So how many people have an offer, please? Laura, you have that offer at 20. Kevin, what's your offer?
I made just a very clean offer. I look at it and say, you need as much awareness to the product as you possibly get.
Yes.
So my offer is pretty
Oh.
straight. I'm going to look at it and say,
You.
All right, you're done with him. All right.
Hello.
Look at her blow about
So
the
we were
water.
talking. So now we have a different offer to
All right.
give you. So we're going to give you the 500,000.
Okay.
We're doing it half as a loan,
Okay.
and we're doing it half as equity for 20%.
Okay.
But when we hit
for
the
them.
first 10 million
Okay.
in sales, we each get 5 more.
So the kicker comes if we get to 10 million sales, that's another 10%.
Sure.
And then if we get
Right.
to 20 million in sales, right,
We get another 5% each.
each, right?
Oh,
Okay.
What
My
about
only
the
issue
face?
with the 10 and the 20 is I can't sell the company at that. If we want to exit this, I need those to be a little higher. So you
Okay,
give us
so
a
the
final-
threshold, the
Yeah, I
threshold.
need the threshold because if we can get to
50 is typically where.
50, we're cooking with gas. We
right,
can,
right,
we
right.
can,
so
we can
do
do
it
some
at
fun things
25
50.
and at 50.
No, because it's going
No,
from
'cause
10.
we
So,
want it 10. Yeah.
Like the first trigger can be 10.
okay,
It would be the
trigger's
second
10.
trigger 50 because
Okay.
then we can sell.
done.
Done. Oh my God.
Kevin,
So
like,
we're
what?
gonna work so hard, guys, too. This is a great partnership.
I always wanted to be who was behind.
That's crazy, man. I'm gonna have to get these guys on a podcast, man. Let's look at their website really quickly and then get you guys up out of here. I have to check out and that's crazy that Halo Top, I think it was called. I've never heard of that company. But apparently that was a big company and they had a successful exit, it seems like. This is their website, Gatsby Chocolate. Again, it seems like go to Walmart, #1 review chocolate on Walmart. So that's big. You have a ton of chocolate candy bars out there. Just heck, a lot of chocolate products, and to be the #1 reviewed chocolate on Walmart, that's a big thing. Seems like Candace kind of and that toxic diet culture. I mean, that's crazy. I've never heard that term before. But anyway, he said they had a patent on it. It's typically at the bottom here. Oh, here we go here. Our patents. Let's click on that. Like I said, I probably would have kept this thing as a trade secret, but I'm not sure the story. That's interesting. It doesn't have any patents listed. So I mean, I love the fact that they have a link to click and see our patents. But when you click on it, it kind of gives you an option to sign up for a newsletter or sign up for something else. It doesn't talk about the patents, which is odd. Let me see if you go to something else. If it seems like maybe they just haven't updated their website because it seems like regardless, okay. Yeah, it seems like they have some maybe website. I'm not gonna go through all that. Yeah, so it seems like I'm gonna bring it back on myself. It seems like even though they have our patents link on their website, which I love, they list out the patents, put those on notice so people to the extent that they want to, look and find that information that, hey man, we're not hiding anything. But again, the fact that they don't have them listed, that's odd. I'm not sure if that's just a glitch in the website or if they're updating things. But again, candy bar, a formula, I probably would have kept it as a trade secret. But again, that just kind of just on its face. I'm not sure what's going on behind the scenes on why they kind of filed patents on this thing. And and maybe they had to, but like I said, just on his face, a formula for a candy bar definitely would have kept this as a trade secret as opposed to a patent, just because a trade secret will last forever as opposed to a patent only lasting 20 years. And now you have to disclose the secret sauce of it. Could potentially affect a sale later down the line on things. But we'll see what happens on it. Hopefully you got something out of this video. Let me know if you have tasted the Gatsby candy. They do have a trademark on it. I think I showed that earlier. So they're protecting their IP. And as an IP attorney, I love to see that. Let me know in the comment section, have you tried the candy? It seems like Walmart #1 most reviewed candy. So I would imagine that a ton of people are selling it. I'm going to try to get them on a podcast and see if they actually kind of close that deal with Mark and Lori. It seems like a number of sharks were interested in it. So that's a good thing, or made offers to it, which is a good thing. And again, let me know what you thought about the candy to the extent that you have tasted it. And again, until next time, see you later. Take care.